Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, the sun is up, the sky is blue, and I happen to know a little lake that might be good for a pike or two. Behind me, look. Right, let's catch some fish. Don't know where I'm going, my rods are behind me. So that change in swim, looks like it's done me a big favour. This is paid off with a fish. So, anyone who watched the last video where I finally cracked it and actually got a pike out after months and months of trying will probably have noticed the absolutely horrendous footage that I actually got of that fish. A couple of reasons for that. One was the previous session before that, I had a guy fishing on that swim there, right, and I was fishing here. He was a local bloke, and the camera bleeps when I press it. When I press record, it bleeps, or when I stop it recording, it bleeps again. Switch it on, switch it off, whatever, it makes bleep sounds to let you know. And I'd switched that off because of the guy fishing there, and I just didn't want to be making loads of bleeps constantly. And I'd forgotten to turn them back on. So when I had the camera on my head, when I caught the fish, I pressed it to record, but it didn't bleep, so I didn't know if I definitely pressed record, so I was panicking. I had a fish on, first fish in months, and I'm thinking, am I even recording this? So I had to pull the camera off my head, check that I was recording, put it on the seat, maintain the fish on the line as well, and then get the camera back on my head, etc, etc. And the whole thing was a bit of a mess. So today, what I'm going to do is, because it's a slightly shorter session than usual, probably only a couple of hours, I am going to just place the camera sort of somewhere like that. Somewhere like that, and I'm just going to leave it there, and I'm just going to leave it on the whole time. So when I get a run, hopefully, I mean if I get a run, when I get a run, we say when I get a run, because I've got the lucky charm on, look, when I get a run, it will be recorded, and then I can just have the recording of me fighting the fish, etc, getting it in the net from that angle, rather than it being on my head and me not being sure about what's going on. So fingers crossed, I'll get a fish, and we'll get a little bit of better footage, and I won't be panicking so much. And we can actually see the fish decent. So, fingers crossed. Heart raiser. So, picked up these super cool sunglasses in the tackle shop this morning, popped in for some traces, because I lost most of mine yesterday, and I wanted to come fishing again today, and I ended up spending 75 quid. Not sure how that happened, but it happened. One of the items that I got that I wasn't supposed to get was these sunglasses, and the sun's gone in today, so yeah, that was fantastic. I just wanted to show you the actual difference that this can make. Now, these are polarized sunglasses, what we call polarized. Brilliant for fishing, and I'll show you why. So hopefully this will work on the camera. If you just film the water there. Now, if you're stalking, or you're fishing in the margins or whatever, obviously when the weather's like it is now, and when it's very, very bright, when the clouds clear, you can't see below the surface because of that shine on the top of the water. Now, with these Miracle sunglasses, I hope this works on the camera. Let's just see if we can see the difference there. Look at that difference. a bit closer. You can see past all that glare. Now when the sun's out properly, it makes an even bigger difference. So there you go. I was bored waiting for a bite, so I thought, you know what, I'll talk about my new sunglasses. There you go. Okay, so I've just reeled in. Get a rebait and a recast in a different position because I haven't had anything for a couple of hours. So and while the line's in, I thought I might as well show you what rig I'm actually using on the bottom. So yesterday I was on the float rigs. Today I'm on the bottom on the ledger rig. Very simple, not really like carp fishing at all. This is probably the most simple rig you could use, apart from free lining where you would just have a hook on the end of the line. But when you're using a weight, this is probably the simplest way you can do it. So what we've got is the weight there. Now that's on a piece of mono line there. And it's on a big hoop. You can see it there. Now what that does is that just runs freely up and down the line. Okay. Now the reason I want it to do that, as opposed to being fixed on the line like you would in carp fishing, is because when a pike picks up the bait, the dead bait, if it feels any resistance, then it drops it. Okay, because let's imagine this dead bait is on the bottom and it hasn't attached to anything, it's just a dead fish. They're going to pick that up and they're just going to be able to eat it, aren't they? As soon as they feel something pull back, like a tight bit of line, they get suspicious and they drop it. So what we need is for that weight to be able to just freely run. So when it picks up the bait, it doesn't feel any resistance until it's already got it in its mouth enough for me to be able to pull the hooks in. Now, just after the weight and the look, because I've got such a large hoop there to keep it free running, you need a large buffer bead. So that's what I've got there. Now that just sits nicely on top of the swivel. And then on the other end, this is wire trace. Now the reason I use wire trace and not just monofilament line or braid like is on the main line is because pike, as everyone knows probably, have very sharp teeth. Now that is steel trace. So that's going to be very hard for the pike to be able to cut through with its teeth. It prevents you losing the fish, most importantly, and secondly, leaving the fish with a load of hooks in its mouth, which we don't want. On the end of that, just pull that dead bait off because it's an old one. 2 sets of treble hooks. Okay, and that one side will go in to the dead bait, probably in the head and the gill because it's a nice hard bit of flesh. And then the second one go into the tail like that. There we go. And that will just sit at the bottom waiting for a pike to pick it up. There we go. So, I was really positive about that spot when I first got here today because of the action that I had yesterday. Obviously, I only had the one fish, but I had 3 or 4 solid takes in that spot. It was really, it was going off yesterday over there. So I thought I'll come back down to tomorrow because I've got a load of bait left anyway. I thought use the rest of it, probably get a couple of fish, maybe 1, maybe 2. That's what was really hopeful, but nothing came of it over there. Now, I'm starting to lose light. It's getting to sort of prime bait time for pike, I would say. Now, and I had a decision to make, which was, do I stay in the same spot, having had nothing over there today? A couple of bleeps on the alarms, but nothing really positive, or do I move? So I decided to move. The original spot was round that corner on the other side of the lake. As you can see, or if you can see, the current, or the surface current anyway, is all flowing in this direction, and it has been all day. Now, when I first arrived, now my car's parked just up behind that bush. When I first arrived, I looked out onto the lake, and I could see that the flow was all coming down to this end, and I thought, my instincts were kind of saying to me, get down that end. But I was also thinking, the amount of fishing I've been doing and the amount of fish I haven't been having, and yesterday I did have a few positive takes in that corner and I had that one fish. I thought, I'm going back to that corner, so that's what I did. Now, nothing's happened over in that corner. So I've come over into this bay here. Who knows? Got about an hour left. Fingers crossed. We remain positive. Always on the channel, we remain positive. We're in, boys. So that change in swim looks like it's done me a big favour. This is paid off with a fish. And it is fighting quite well this one. End up. Well, yesterday I got wrapped up, and don't really get wrapped up again today. So trying to keep it clear of my other rod. Oh, come on, baby. Right, battery died. I've got one in the net. Could you possibly do me a favour? When I've weighed it, I'll bring it over. Can you just put the pick the camera up and just...
Okay.
Yeah? Thank you. That looks huge. One more little bit of footage and then I'll get him back.
Mate.
Thank you, mate. Right, guys. Look at that. What a beauty. Beautiful pattern. Nice chunky belly on him. I am absolutely buzzing. Right, let's get him back. Yeah, he's ready. Doesn't want to go. Oh. Oh. Thank you, mate. Okay, end of another session. No fish. No, I'm sinking. Give up. Ooh. I lost the post hill roach. It's actually frozen solid. Oh. No luck. Just dropped it on the floor because I'm so excited. And I've got one. After months of waiting. Beauty. 3 months I've been waiting for this. So that change in swim looks like it's done me a big favour. This is paid off with a fish. Look at that. What a beauty. Beautiful pattern. Nice chunky belly on him. I am absolutely buzzing. Right, let's get him back. Right guys, another bumper session at the Park Lake and I am absolutely buzzing. You do not understand how happy I am. That fish, so I weighed it, I tried to weigh it, and typical me, the scales were set to kilograms and not pounds. So I'm looking at the scale and it was like 9.8 and I'm like, all right, whatever. Because I'm not very good at estimating the size of pike anyway. I always overestimate it. I always think they look bigger than they are. So I thought, all right, yeah, £10, just under £10. Yeah, but it looked bigger, looked a lot thicker, a lot bigger. After all was said and done, all the, the fish went back and I calmed down a little bit. I thought, hang on, switch the scales on. Look, then yeah, they were set in kilograms. So I went and had a look. 9.8 kilos, minus a kilo for the net, that's 8.8 kilos, that's just shy of £20. 19.5 pound pike. Now, some people fish for years, well, me included, for a fish that size. I hope the footage was alright. Again, I need to get a hang of it. I really need to start getting a hang of filming and fishing at the same time. I need a bigger tripod for the GoPro because I'm having to balance it on something generally behind me, and then I have to run back when I've got the fish, switch it on. Yeah, but as the series goes on, as the channel moves forward, things will get better. And as long as I keep catching fish, I'll be happy. And as long as I keep catching fish, I'll keep putting the videos up. You know what? Even if I don't catch fish, I'll keep putting videos up of me just being an idiot on the rivers and lakes and canals. Why not? So yeah, signing off. One extremely happy fisherman. We got there in the end.